Also, everybody, my name is Ben, and wait a second, something's off here. Not only are there some ghosts and Pac-Man characters around here, but the wall changed colors. It's no longer orange. Well, guess what? That's because I actually moved my custom review desk. It's over here now, and what was previously the custom review desk is now the Pac-Man corner, so that's pretty awesome to celebrate the Pac month. But anyways, this is a custom review, not a Pac-Man month room review. So yeah, hello everybody, my name is Ben. Welcome to the first blue theme custom review, the first of many. And that is, of course, going to be probably my most anticipated Pac-Man video, which is going to be my Pac-Man custom minifigures, because my dog somehow got into my room even though I locked the door. Hi, Twix. Hi. Good boy. But that is, of course, my Pac-Man minifigure review. This, of course, was probably my most highly anticipated Pac-Man video, just because I'm a customizer YouTuber. And I felt it would only be perfect if what's probably going to be the biggest video of all these is the one that comes out on Pac-Man's birthday. So I've got like, 8 Pac-Man figures as well as multiple random accessories. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into it, bro. The first figure is, of course, the Pac-Man himself, and wow, I never realized how much I like this blue wall with customs. Wow, it looks really good. But, of course, that is the birthday boy himself, Pac-Man. He's turning 40 on the day this video comes out, not on the day I recorded it. It's in advance, of course. But yeah, this sucker has been a figure I've improved on every year since 2018. So I made him in 2018. For my Super Smash Bros. Series, and then in 2019, what I did was I never actually officially reviewed it, but I kept his face. I took off his little eyebrows, and I sculpted them to make them smaller. And what else did I do then? Oh yeah, I made him an amiibo. Obviously, that's why he has a Smash Bros. Base. Because he is actually a Super Smash Bros. Amiibo. I should have got out my my Switch to show that, but he works in Smash Bros. I can scan him on there and everything. I made a video on how to do that, which you can click that little thing in the top there to watch that. And another video you can watch is he actually appeared in one of my most recent customizing tutorials, because he uses the ball joint arms that I made in that video, and I showed how to make those. So yeah, he can do all sorts of crazy things with his arms. So yeah, he is, for the most part, that figure from 2018, except for his eyebrows, which were changed. And then I sculpted a little bit on the back. You can kind of see there, because he was very flat in the back, so I had to make him a little more round. Oops. And other than that, I kind of just did a couple new paint jobs, and I, of course, put his little arms on the ball joints, and that is it for the new Pac-Man. Now, I wanted to give Pac-Man some accessories, so I decided to give him a whole ton of accessories. So yeah, here we have all of the Pac-Man fruit I wanted to make in Lego, so I did. So first of all, we have a cherry, which is a normal Lego red cherry. I just painted the top brown here. And I kept it. I want them attached. I'm going to show it in a bit, but I wanted them to attach to something, so all of them kind of have a way to attach to something. Their paint might not be there, so that's why, if you were wondering that. Pretty simple, but I think it looks really good. The strawberry was actually a lot more work, because basically this was this new plant piece with the piece of a white rod attached to it, and then I sculpted the strawberry part on. I had a different idea, but I think this turned out looking really good, and then I just painted this part red and made all the black lines on it. I wasn't going to have the white thing on top until I looked at the art, and it is white on top. Doesn't make sense for a strawberry, but you know, whatever. Gotta go when they go there, if that's what they're going to do. Next fruit is the orange. I'm trying to do these in the right order. And this one is actually not made by me. This was made by my brother Jude. He's doing a little bit of customizing now. And he asked me, he said, Ben, can I make your orange, since it's just going to be painted orange? I said, of course, buddy. So this part is not by me. Jude painted this head orange, which is pretty simple, but I think it looks really good, especially because of how hard the paint is to work with. Again, and then I just put a brown stud on top to be the stem. Felt like that looked the most like the stem. Oh man, excuse me. But then we have the Millen, which was another minifigure head that I painted green, and I added these turquoise lines too, and then the black lines. I didn't know exactly how to make that design it has. I kind of wish I did something more like my CMF, which, by the way, you can watch by clicking that thing up there. Oh man, excuse me. But no, it's kind of hard to see, but it's got some cyan lines and some black lines, and I think that looks really good, as well as this new relief piece to give it that weird stem design it has. The last actual fruit of the fruit is the apple, which was this is something I can't believe Lego still hasn't made an apple that's red on the bottom and green on the top. Like, it's been in Lego games and everything. I think everyone has wanted one, but Lego's never made one. So I took a green apple, painted the bottom red, and like bingo bongo, that was it. That's all it took to make this sucker, but it looks pretty good. It's an apple, I don't know. Last fruit aren't really fruit, but they're here anyways. Because I was kind of wanting to do this a lot like a Smash moveset, to where like you'd be able to hold them, but of course he has a glove, so he can't really. But the bell is here, and it has this little gold fez piece with the gold stamp and a turquoise stud at the bottom. Painted the little bell thing that goes in the bell at the bottom. Not sure what that's called. And I even painted some shine on it to make it look more like the Sprite, even though, of course, it actually shines. But yeah, plus it makes it look a little more bell-shaped. So yeah, and then I have the Galaxian, which was probably the hardest to make. But I took one of these goblet or chalice pieces, whatever, and put a red cone in the top and sculpted on the wings, and I think it looks really, really cool. So I just painted it yellow down here, blue on the sides, and red on the top to give it the Galaxian design, and it looks really awesome. I think that's one that's probably my favorite. And the last one is pretty simple. It's the key, which is made of course a real Lego key with a one of these flat studs on top. I painted light blue and put a little black line on there to make it look like the Sprite. And all these, I really wanted to make them look like the Sprites. And there's a lot of them, and that's Pac-Man's accessories, so let's move on to the next figure. Ha! Of course, Pac-Man wouldn't be complete without his off-brand counterpart, Miss Pac-Man. I'm sorry, I'm a message to other Miss Pac-Man fans, but she is a ripoff. And so yeah, I based her off the Pac-Man design, except she actually ended up being quite a bit fatter. Kind of upset about that, but I used a different clay for her, which is kind of cracking in the back, you can tell. I thought it would be easier to shape, and because of that she ended up being a little bit fat, but I'm okay with that because I think she looks really good other than that. She has sculpted in my normal clay. I made her this bow on top, and her eyebrows, and her nose, which, much like every other Pac-Man I've ever made, because she's kind of my fourth Pac-Man figure, her nose is removable. I don't know why I've always included that, but all my Pac-Man noses are in fact removable. And, oh, I forgot. Oh, wait, actually, no. I used boxing gloves on all the Pac-Man figures because they all kind of have their hands in a fist and have those very iconic gloves, so I had to do that. And she uses the same design as Pac-Man, and having Ninjago skeleton legs attached to a piece that is stuck up in this clay body. Other than that, I painted her little Pac-Man eyes, and I wanted to give her a facial expression that was a little bit different than Pac-Man, so she has more of a closed mouth, and then she has her little, I don't know what that's called, I guess a beauty mark, and lipstick and everything. And I had a couple of options with her, because if you look up Miss Pac-Man, there are so many different color options that I could not decide on one, and then I thought that since most of these are based off of their arcade cabinet designs, I would use her arcade cabinet design, except not really, because I don't like the way that looks. I just use the colors for it, which is what some of her designs use, so I kind of based it off the one that's on screen. I think it turned out really good, and that's Miss Pac-Man. First ghost, because they always have to be in the same order. I'm like that. They're like that in my CMF as well. Is Inky, and basically I built all the ghosts the same way, so I'm kind of gonna go over it with Inky, and just kind of barely go over it with the others. But basically, I took like 3 bricks and put them on top of each other, and then used a different kind of clay and sculpted it all the way around them. And then I boiled that clay. But in the middle is a brick with a Technicolor in it. So then I attached these arms here to some Technic pins, so that way they could actually move around. And I'm really proud of that. And so the arms had their studs cut off and were attached to the Technic pins. And it sounds pretty complicated, but I mean, it was pretty complicated. But yeah, I basically did that for all 4 of the ghosts. Hopefully I put some pictures up there. And I was trying to make it to where they would stand on studs, and some of them do. I think Inky does, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But most of them, I have to boil this clay, and to do that, it messes up some pieces. But I think his is okay, because actually, no, it's not. This won't fit in there. But yeah, he's got a smiling expression, because all these are based off of their most popular art, which is the promo art, of course. And so he's got his smiling expression, and then I outlined all the eyes, and he has a little Pac-Man eyes, and the mouth, and I don't know what I'm saying at this point. He has orange gloves, most of them do, and that is it for Inky. After Inky is, of course, Pinky. Again, it's in the order from the arcade game. And she's made the same way. She's got 3 bricks in the middle, sculpted on top. Her arms are on Technic pins. And she uses boxing gloves, which are in orange. I am kind of fly through that for the rest of the customs. But she also has the outlined eyes with white in the middle, and the Pac-Man eyes. And then, of course, I had to give her eyelashes. Her hand is kind of covered by her face, so I kind of had to improvise her mouth, but I think it looks pretty good. And I did something for the rest of the ghosts, because they all basically, it's really weird. They have part of their eyes is covered as if it's by an eyelash or an eyelid, but the top is white anyways, and that's always kind of weird to me. So instead I made them light gray. I think it looks really good. It's not 100% accurate, but I think it looks good. And then of course she has her little eyelashes there. And that is it for Pinky. The next ghost is Blinky, the red angry ghost, and he is here in red. He's the red ghost. And of course he's made the same way again. 3 bricks, Technic pins on the arms, and then he has just, you know, the normal minifigure arms that go into the Technic pins with the boxing gloves that are painted orange. I really think the boxing gloves look really good on the ghosts. It gives them a little extra something, you know. His face, I needed to make the angry expression. It might be my least favorite expression of the ghosts, because I just kind of don't like how it looks. He has just kind of one long line for his eyebrows to make him look angry, and it goes over his eyes, and it leaves them wide above. And so I went through the artistic liberty of making the top part light gray again. So I'm sorry if you're mad at me for not keeping it 100% like the original art. And then he has kind of the angry expression. I don't know what this line is. They use it for his angry face, but it kind of doesn't make any sense. And that is it for Blinky. Again, sorry I'm flying through these. The last ghost, as always, is of course Clyde. And even though he's probably my least favorite ghost, I think he turned out looking the best, which is kind of ironic, because also for my Minecraft video, Clyde is my least favorite, and I think the Clyde skin turned out the best. So yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening to me. But yeah, Clyde is here. He's painted orange. This orange paint is really hard to work with. You'll see that on the gloves, that they all kind of look sort of weird, especially when comparing them to something like his red gloves, because they take a lot of layers, and it's really hard to draw. It's just weird paint, so that was hard to work with. But after a ton of layers, it gives him this really shiny look, and I like that. Of course, he also has the 3 bricks and the technical pins and blah 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 blah, and his arms can rotate because of them. Their arms, it is a little hard for them, but they do rotate, and that was kind of what I had in mind. I was hoping the arms would be able to move around, and they are, so that's cool. And then he has the gloves, except different this time, they're painted in red. So yeah, that is something original for Clyde. I think his facial expression definitely turned out the best. He has those sort of droopy eyelids covering his eyes, and then the lines under his eyes. I don't like Clyde, but I think that's a pretty cute design for him. And his little mouth, kind of shy. Again, his face is kind of covered by his hand, and the one piece of art they really do these expressions in. So I had to take a little bit of liberty with his mouth there. But yeah, I think his face just turned out looking really, really good. And that's Clyde. The last 2 figures aren't Pac-Man figures, but they're just other Namco characters that I really enjoy that I wanted to make physical figures of. And the first one of which is Dig Dug, and he's one of really the only 2 actual minifigures here. But getting his accessory out of the way, I made him the little pump. And this it is a very, very simple design, but basically it just uses a little green rod here attached to a black clip, and then I guess you can really tell how it is, and then I just painted the bottom part black and put a little P on it. And this was inspired by his Funko figurine, not his Pop, because his Pop honestly looks terrible, but his little action figure thing. I don't know, I'll hopefully put a picture up there. But yeah, I took this helmet. I'm not sure what it's used for. I know it was used in the old Quidditch sets. And I sculpted a ton on it. I sculpted his little top part here and the little side parts, and of course his big circle parts on the side. I don't know what any of those are called. And then I just painted this part white and light blue and red and red. And then his face was inspired by the Funko figurine, except for the Funko figurine is like Caucasian. It's like human white, which is weird. I know Dig Dug is white in some of the promotional art, but I don't know, it just looks... Last figure is a bit more of an underrated Namco character, but I really like this guy and wanted to make him in Lego, and that is of course Mappy. He does not have as big as an American presence, of course, as Pac-Man or Dig Dug, but I really like him, wanted to make him anyways. So yeah, he started out with the minifigure head, and then I sculpted it to make it a little bit fatter, and then put his little ears on there, and that's just the normal police hat. I kind of was inspired by my design for Dog Man to do that. And then I gave him a light blue, his light blue shirt, and I added some 3D designs by putting on this Lego Batman movie belt, whatever that's called, a pouch and a buckle from the Lego Batman movie belts. And the belt itself is actually 3D, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And then for his accessory, I gave him his little baton, which is just a staff piece with part of it cut off, and his little white shoulder pads, and then I just painted his pants a darker blue, and I put the little shines on his little boots, and yeah, I guess that's it for Mappy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really just have to give my gratitude. I was kind of scared when I did a month of PAC-MAN videos that it wouldn't go over too well, since that's pretty random for my channel, and also to put out so many videos. But I've honestly had a blast making them, and I think you guys have enjoyed them, and I'm happy about that, because it really makes me happy that I could celebrate Pac-Man's legacy, because he really is such an important character to me and to the video game industry, and it's just crazy that he's 40 now. And yeah, thanks for watching. Of course, Pac Month isn't over. I just feel like his birthday is a good day to talk about him. There are gonna be, I think, 2 more videos if I'm correct. I'm pretty hyped for both those videos. Gonna be pretty nice. So yeah, thanks for watching these. I also wanted to show something, because I don't really have another video to show this, and it's on the floor right now. But I actually created this, it's a pretty cool thing. It is actually a Pac-Man minifigure display case, and yeah, it's actually the maze, and you can take a little Pac-Man figure and put him right there, and bam, now you got a Pac-Man figure that's from Pac-Man in the Pac-Man maze, because that's definitely a Pac-Man character. But yeah, thanks once again for watching. I haven't talked to customs in a while, so I will talk some about that now. I don't know if I made actually a custom review since social isolation, so I guess I should mention that, because this really puts a delay in a lot of my figures, like Ghostbusters and Black Widow. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about those. I'll probably just have to wait till they come out. I don't know about the Ghostbusters 80s movies, though. I might go ahead and throw those out anyways. We got a lot of 80s custom reviews this year, don't we? But yeah, next one is definitely going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender. Didn't mean for the Avatar custom review to come out basically at the same time as the Netflix show, but I've had a special surprise in the works for that for a while, and it's just taking a little bit because it's a pretty big surprise. I'm really hyped for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what I'm saying. If you like Pac-Man, there's other Pac-Man videos. If you like Lego, there's other Lego videos. But you don't have to watch those. I don't know. I'm not very specific about that, but you can if you want. I'm just saying they're there. And that's gonna be it. Bye bye. Waka waka.